Welcome my viewer. In this tutorial, we shall look at the introductory part of the Microsoft Access application. Database is one of the Microsoft Office application that is widely used in doing our day-to-day work. So guys, with me, I prepared some simple question paper with me here. We are going to answer some question in Microsoft Access database. So the question paper is here. You can read the title of this particular document. The table exhibited shows the record of hours worked in the month of January 2019 by each employee in one of the wheat industry in Kampala. They have given you the table. You have seen that we have the employee number, name, gender, date of birth, hours worked, and hourly rate. So the questions are: 1. Create a database file name using any available database management system application. So guys, we are going to use Microsoft Access application for doing this particular work. The version I'm using here is Microsoft Access 2013, but you are free to use the version of your choice. So guys, let's set the ball rolling. By doing this, the first thing we have to do is to create this file, and the file name you have already seen in the question paper. They're saying that we should name this file as wheat. So without wasting time, right click anywhere, a free space on a desktop, follow the option new, then after new, go on to the right side of the arrow, and then you follow the option until when you find Microsoft Access database. Click there once. After clicking that, guys, you have to enter the file name, and the file name in this case according to the question is called wheat. So just type there wheat like this. When you're done, just double click outside the arrow. Already we have created a brand new file. That is, the name is wheat, and it is Microsoft Access database file. So let's go and launch this particular file by double clicking inside onto the menu, onto the icon of this particular file. I'll double click there. It will open for me a blank database file. So the title of this particular file is called wheat. So now let's see, from down we have the navigation pane. This is a navigation pane where objects that we are working on is displayed. The opening of this object is being displayed here. So before that, you see this security warning. Without wasting time, just enable this security warning. It is common to Microsoft Access application. So guys, we are free to move. Here below we have the tabs. We have the file, the home tabs, the create, external data, database tools. So these 5 tabs, they are very important when we are working with this particular application. Let's go on to create. When you click on create, using database, we shall create 4 important objects. That is, 1 is we are going to create a table, 2 a query, 3 a form, and then 4 we shall create a report. So after creating all these particular objects, guys, we shall call this application history. Then we will be able to read the concluding part on creating a report. Let's go on to external data. When we click on external data, guys, there are options for importing and exporting. We can import file from Microsoft Excel, and we can also export to Microsoft Excel from Microsoft Access. So that is all about external data. Then the last one is the database tools. On database tools, we are going to look at the relationships. Relationships in database is common, especially if we are working with 2 or more tables. So we are going to create relationship in database using Microsoft Excel application. So guys, let's go and tackle question number 2. Already we have actually designed our we have created our file. Now let's go and design a table called employee with all the appropriate fields and the primary key. So now this is what you are going to do. When you're here now, let's go and create a table. So you go to create and then pick the option table design. Just left click there once. You see that it will create for us a table. A table will be created, and here are the field names and the data types. Field names, let me take you back to our table. Employee number, name, gender, date of birth, hours work, and hourly rate. These are called field names. So let's go there and then we enter all these particular values under field names. So number one is employee number. As our first field, just type employee, then number, like that. So now let's go and talk about the data types briefly. Microsoft Access deals with data types. So there are many data types that we are going to see. When you click on the drop down menu, you see that we have short text. That is for characters less than 255 characters. The one more than 255, we shall use what we call long text. Then let's go on to number. For numerical values like 1, 2, 3, 4, up to infinity, we shall use what we call numbers. This/time is the data type that is used for anything to do with date. We use what we call date/time. Currency is any monetary value. Any monetary value things concerning money, we shall use currency. Auto number, these are numbers with defined increments, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to use what we call auto number. Especially if the number is having increments, like 1, 2, increment by 1, by 2, we use auto number. These are automatically generated numbers. Yes/no, these are options used for, yes, if this option is for, it is called Boolean type data, where you can just tick one, if this yes or no. Then let's look at the calculated, lookup wizard, and then hyperlinks. All these data types, we shall look at them, but the commonest are short text, long text, number, date/time, currency, auto number, yes/no, and lookup wizard. We are going to see how we can deal with this. So that is done. Now let's go and look at option number 2. That is the file name number 2. That is name. It's here. So come here and then you type name, enter name, and then the appropriate data types for name. You see that Microsoft Access will give you some warning that the name you supplied is a reserved name. The word name is reserved in Microsoft Access, but you can still click on OK so that you specify that. It will accept that. Number 3, let's go at field number 3, gender. We shall type here gender, like that. Now let's go and look at the data type. That is short text. Now there's something that I want to share with you guys, especially if we have repeated values like male, female, female, male, male, female, like that. We have repetition. So instead of typing over and over again, what we can do is we can use what we call lookup wizard, so that we shall just be only selecting from our drop down menu. So we go to short text, then click on the arrow going down, and then you look for lookup wizard. Just click once. Now it will give you another display will be given out. Then you go and select on I will type in the values I want, option number 2, then go to next. Now let's look at the repetition. In this case we have male, female, male, and then female. So there are only 2 repetitions. So 1, you come onto where there's column, click there, and then you type here male. Then you can also go to number 2 and then you enter female. When you are done, just go and click on finish. Then let's go to the next field, that is date of birth. So let's type here date of birth. Then the appropriate data type, like I've said, anything to do with date, just go and select date/time. Let's go and look at another field. Here now we have hours worked, and you have seen that we have numerical values. So you type here hours worked, and now the appropriate data types here for anything to do with numerical, we go and select number. Number should be the appropriate data types. Then let's go and look at now the last one, that is hourly rate. So hourly rate here, hourly rate, that one I think it is all about money. So when you see any monetary value, the appropriate data type for anything to do with money is currency. So guys, we are done with typing the field name and then selecting the appropriate data types. So now let's see, look at now the primary key. What is a primary key? A primary key is any character that uniquely identifies a character. So now guys, when I look at example of fields that should be used as primary key, are like employee number, any entry that is not repeated, like a national social security number, national ID number, passport number, anything that is unique to only you is where you assign a primary key. So when you look at this, all these fields, the only field that can really qualify to be a primary key is the employee number, because the employee number is given to each and only one employee. So one employee will have only one employee number. There will be no repetition. So any field that has got no repetition, there is where you should put a primary key, something that is unique, but not name, not gender, not date of birth. Just go and select on employee number. So you click next to employee number. Then you see from the here, you see that there's a ribbon here for primary key. Left click there, and then you see that the sign of the key will be given here in yellow. This one shows that you have already assigned a primary key onto the field called employee number. Now when we are done, we can just save our table here. Let's first save it, but before we save, guys, Access has got two views. When you click on that particular side, you see that we have the design view and then the datasheet view. Design view is where we make design, like here where we are working now. We call it a design view. But when we enter datasheet view, that is where you enter the actual number. The actual number inside the table you enter in datasheet view. So that's the difference between a design view and then the datasheet view. Design view is used for making changes onto the field. Meanwhile, the datasheet view is where you enter the actual data inside the table. So when we are done, we can now change our views. So we can click on the datasheet view. It will give you that, please, you save your table. What do you want your table to be named? What is the name of the table? So now let's go and look at the question. Design a table called employee. So this is where now you enter the table called, the name is employee. So employee, you type there. So when you are done, employee, when you are done, just click on OK. Now you see it will now even what? Switch back to our design view. So this is now our design view. Table is here now. We have with as the name of our database file, and then the name of the table is here. Employee table is already resting here in the navigation pane. So this is the way how the interface is displayed. You will now be free to start entering data here, since you have already assigned. So if you want to make any change onto your data, you go onto the design view. Like employee number, we have said it is short text, but it should be auto number. So you go and look at auto number. You can just assign it there onto the employee number. Guys, thank you so much for watching these tutorials. We shall move on from here, but don't forget to comment on my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like my videos. Thank you so much, guys. I really wish you all the best, until we meet again in our next tutorial.